Hello. So I'm going to continue my analysis from the last video I just posted called Gazan Border, the Pits of Hell, where I discussed this region that we're looking at 2014 here that has since become big old trenches and by 2021. And then we can watch this area, May 2022. This becomes some pits by October 2023. Two of at least about, I would say 20 that I feel pretty confident are pits. Two there, over here. That looks like a smaller one. I mean, that looks super just a pit. Well, they're doing something. Okay, this one's actually not filled in yet. As of this image. But, although maybe that's more recent ones. Okay, but these are, in fact, filled in. Those one, okay, that's not pits. Not the best start in proving my point, but didn't exist in May 2022. Okay, watch the other video to see what I'm talking about with this, because I want to kind of discuss Lebanon and some things I've been looking at that relate, and other things I've seen. It's hard to, I'm like, am I gonna keep them all in mind? So, my interpretation, as is probably obvious, is this is not cool. Like, I don't want to get my videos like AI captured, like, keyword. So I'm like trying to navigate that in this very sensitive subject matter that clearly it's fucking egregious is a apt way to describe what is happening when we see October 2023 like these. Here's one, here's one, here's one. Possibly some. Here's one. Here's one. And then June 2024, they're all fucking gone. Which, by the way, no, not this. This. What was it? Let's go back. Let's real quick revisit that. Pits, October 2023. Gone, June 2024. Egypt prepares to receive Palestinian refugees along Gaza border. February 16, 2024. So, like, they're in on it. In on it. Like, it's not. So, there's excuses. Like, oh, we don't know. We don't even know what's going on here. Like, we don't have an opinion, pretty much. Logistical hub is the description of this area. It's surrounded by a tall wall. That's like at least 15 probably not quite 20 feet, but maybe tall, all around it. That's also, so they have this double speak, if you will. I don't know if it's double speak quite, maybe. Buffer zone means premeditated, because before October 2023, these were being dug. So, like, it's fucking so many things. Because then I'm noticing other relationships. So then they stage a false flag, because they did. If you don't, like, agree, it's not a matter of opinion, it's what happened. Do your due diligence. I can't say more. Staged a false flag and then basically bombed Gazans from north to south while telling them to go south. So anyone who made it down here gets to the border that's closed by Egypt. No, you're being bombed. I mean, maybe they're like afraid. They know they want to come over here and they don't want them over here, so they're kind of like giving a little bit and like handshaking. But ultimately giving in to participating in this and saying like this is a logistical hub, there's the potential for refugees, so we can fill it with refugees. Never mind, look at it, it looks fucking hideous. But then it's also like where the supplies can be stored in these trucks that we're trying to get across the border. So it's like gotta cover story is the point. But they fucking, I don't know why, like, did they purpose? Are they like, oops, we fucking didn't think about that it would be just captured over time in satellite imagery? Or something else? I don't fucking know. I also was like following the tracks. I looked at this a bit today. I'm like, fuck, what is their methodology that I can discern to see, like, better understand? So like over here, I noticed. Let's look at this shit. It's fucking ridiculous. So there's this area we're just looking at. This is not that area right here. This is another area. If we go ahead, here's the wall. Like here, actually. And there's another wall. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, when did this wall show up? Because it's like adjacent to this wall, which kind of seems like related planning, maybe. And then I noticed, well, it goes over here and goes up here to here. And if we go forward, they kind of separate, but creating this other like secondary area over here that's kind of like weird. I don't know why they would do that exactly. Maybe secondary area, I don't know. But if we go back, like, we can see it being dug and constructed. And by 2020, so we have to go back 6 years. 3 years before October 7th. And there's already extended, like, literal shaping of the area. $2019. We see they probably are just beginning, or maybe not. Hard. I guess haven't begun in end of 2019, but by July 2020, they've begun to carve out the region. While they're doing this trench up here, so it's clearly all fucking related. Like it's not just happening in a vacuum where Gaza and what happened in Gaza is just happening in Gaza unrelated to this area. This is all related. So they're building this, digging this trench thing. Dig, dig, dig. Where? There, we saw it extend. And it's kind of just like a trench. Until they put a fence in it, I think, or something. Maybe it's not the whole length. Definitely something here. Okay, really can see it here. So it looks like actually something happened. Maybe not. Maybe not. They might have defined it more. It looks more defined. But then there's this thing. It runs over here, goes up here, goes up here, comes to this house, or I assume a house. And if we look at it, that looks pretty military-like. So there's like definitely government things going on. And then over here, up here, and I guess it kind of fades out. Let's see, it's like current. Now it looks more extended, so they extended it. They definitely are like doing stuff. Extended it, extended it, extended it. By November 2024, it's all the way up to the road. So while this thing is happening, this is also happening. So those are related some reason. And if we look at this house over here, we can go back to like when the other houses existed. So notice, like, this is something they seem to do. Like, this is a way to discern what the fuck they're doing. There's all these homes. Imagine you're coming through and you're like pushing everyone out of the way in a real sense, where you literally can take over any building. Then you would choose, like, maybe not all of them, but the ones that are most advantageous for some objective. I mean, it just makes sense when there's this many buildings, and then as we go forward in time, the buildings are destroyed, except for some of them. Up. Here we go. These are still there then. Up. Get more destroyed. Pretty much all destroyed near this one. Interesting. Really around this, all got like fucked. I wonder if that's just like discernibly higher ratio, where they're like trying to clear that out first because they already planned to steal it for other purposes. So then we see tracks. I kind of just weave off to the east. Suggestive, maybe like these fucking places over here they've inhabited and are just like driving to work. Or like something to come over here from many places, or they're just going out to many places. And then by 2022, now we see it's. Oh, that's destroyed. Some of this maybe is not, but this one looks pretty much standing and in use. And just based on that they did this seems like a reason. Even though it looks pretty destroyed, this one. Like starting there. Like it's just not in the previous images. This home, like notice it actually changes. Or no, it's this one maybe. Where it has a big yard with some kind of barn maybe. And it's just like over in the oh, maybe they freaking built something else. No, that's it. It's like over in a corner though. And then it's like the focus of this thing. And then they build around it, so it seems related. Like there's some shit going on there that's like probably not cool. Some shit going on there. Same happened here where they just took it over. I also noticed like that this area has a lot of just like freaking branched off paths here that basically connected this area right the fuck over to these pits. Where this one became filled with pits and this one didn't. Like this is the oppressor, this is the oppressed, and this is their cage, and sometimes they get taken out of the cage. And oh, not these times because it's already happened. Actually, this I guess is too early. Oh, sorry, I'm just assuming. Like they're doing everything the fucking worst. This is after. Right. The paths are already there. Perhaps it's a hub for like doing the digging from. Multi-purpose too. Okay, let's look at other stuff that I thought was curious. This is worth noting. Before Lebanon, maybe I'll just talk about these and then talk about Lebanon. There's also a lot more to these that I'll talk about too, but before Lebanon. So if we go back, notice, like I was saying, there's all this shit that seems to be tied to each other. We go back to 2020, and there's barely any of these. 2017, we see foundations being put down. So let's look at this. 2016, 2015, or yeah, 20, sometime after around March 2016, this area started to be ran over by all these tracks, like they're doing some shit here. And then a foundation was there for some of the buildings by 2017, so they're building it around 2016. If we go up here, these fucking houses are still here. 2017, but then gone by 2019. Doesn't that seem like the wrong sequence? I don't know that they're like partly moved down here into these tall complexes that are just have at it. Like that looks fucking horrendous. And then over time, they start building more by 2021. I guess by 2020, something go up here, it looks like. Dear God, look how fast they build them. Like, they look pretty tall. Just abruptly built these. And then boom. We can see, it looks like they're in the middle of building, like, many of them. And then they're also extending it downward. Just like massive project. And I'm like looking around like, what the fuck is this? I start Googling. And I finally come across something that kind of seemed to be what it is. Because I'm looking at it like, where is everyone? It's like a ghost town. Like, okay, there's a couple cars maybe. I don't expect to see people walking. Although this many buildings near each other, I kind of would expect to see some people. I don't know if it's like visible, but it sure looks like they'd be visible. Like I can see a window. Here's a car. Like maybe that's a person. That's probably a person. Let's say that's a person. So there's like occasionally people around, but very few cars for this many buildings. What are they all in like basement parking? Every one of these has a basement parking. I mean, we saw the foundation. I'm not sure. Is it like on the first floors? Because it doesn't look like it's very deep, whatever they're doing. This shit looks like a fucking earthquake waiting to happen, too. Like a tragedy of an earthquake. But so I came across this term. Views progress of 17 urban development clusters in North Sinai. So I think it's this, theoretically, or whatever. So, like, as they claim that it's this, whether or not, what the fuck its purpose is, I don't know. I've considered it. I'm like, is it for the purpose? Maybe housing some people at a future time that it's being like intended for, to, because like if everyone dies, it's hard to not have the world notice. But if like a good amount of people that can fit in those buildings, are like able to get through. It's like it really hides what actually happened much better. So I feel like maybe it's like partly some people they let through because if you notice, it's like right across the crossing. You just go through the crossing, so that's it. They either take them to the death pits, or if they're like super lucky, they get to go down through the circle, past the circle, come down here, turn left in Bumblefuck. Where the fuck are we? Dude, this thing is so weird. Land and just live in the middle of the desert in a just artificial urban development zone and get to live. And everything's okay because they got to live. And then I was looking around and I'm like, that's weird. There's 17. And I started scrolling in Gaza for some reason. And if we go here, I'm like, this looks fucking just like that. Dude, it's so out of place. Like, organic. Like, typical growth. And then come over here and besides whatever's going on here, which looks more agricultural and more reasonable, this shit looks just like that. So then I'm like, what happened here? And mind you, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, we see these ones being built. 2014, not yet started, and this freaking modular shape of it's like fucking Legos. They're like children designers. 2013. And even 2008, the area is fucking cleared. Areas clear 2008. 2008. 2008. 2004. It's fucking. As far back as we can see, this place has been. No one may use this location. We've got plans for the future. Plans for the future. One of our urban development zones. You guys are so lucky. You're gonna get an urban development zone in Gaza. Please applause. Please, you don't understand how awesome it's gonna be. It's gonna be like right angles, but with arcs, and it's gonna say SOS in writing. F. Ooh. Dude, it looks fucking weird. And then, when you guys are lucky, a few years later, we're gonna extend it. It's excellent. Look at it go. Just growing to its full glory. And I'm like, okay. They built these things down there for like safety zones because there probably are, my guess is, some of these people that they kicked out of here, they felt bad enough about that they like let them go to that place, wherever that was, too far back. But the people like from around the border that Egypt moved out, they just like said, we're demolishing your homes, you need to go. I don't know the full like details of how they made this happen, like compensation or whatever. But they managed to do it because they just fucking did it. So like, well, they didn't kill them, as far as we know. I don't fucking know. I don't know, where are these people? I don't hear much freaking disappointment coming from them, really. Oh, they kicked us out of this. I guess other things, I don't really listen for it either. Haven't, at least, I don't know. Guess I should see. But, like, if they're building this one down here. Here we go, I found it. If they're building this one down here, it looks kind of safe. Like, everything around is destroyed. This is the urban development complex. So if we go back to 2017 or whatever, back here, check out our other exquisite urban development complex. Oh. Surrounded by riffraff. Oh my god, poor. I just called people that are like freaking probably all excellent. Riffraff. Sorry guys, I didn't mean it though. All due respect, much love. Dude, it's heinous. What is it going on here? It's fucking heinous. But yeah, so let's go forward. What happened to this lovely urban development zone after October 2023? That looks okay. Still October. Oh, clouds. False alarm. March 2024. Oh, June 2024. Fucking rubble, 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 rubble. Destroyed. Rubble. Rubble. Fucked, dude. This ain't no safe zone. This is a concentrate and mass execute zone, if I say so myself. So fucking, dude, maybe that's another method they have. Oh, here's your safety zone. We'll build things and then we'll bomb around it when development happens. And just fucking bomb it too. And no, I haven't heard about the bombing of Gaussian urban development zones, but it sure looks like it. I don't think this is unrelated to the Egyptian ones. Okay. Then there's this new map here. And mind you, they call this area a buffer zone. Egypt building buffer zone. Buffer zone. Buffer zones of genocide and death. Oh my god. Buffer zone. Buffer zone. Hooray for buffer zones. Buffer zone. We love buffer zones. Oh, buffer zones. You're just such fucking death traps. Buffer zone. Lebanon. Per Israel. It's like, dude, let's look at this map. Because here's the thing. Israel, or so-called Israel, land occupied and called Israel, is down here. So when it moves towards these people in any direction, it like moves from Israel. So, like, people here are like, oh shit, Israel. And they go up here and they fucking live. So, what's Israel do? They say, hold the phone. Hold the phone. We've got a plan. We've got a buffer zone we gotta make. And if you notice, so that here, around here, river, that might be actually the river. River. And then over here is high. I don't know. Me too. Actually, fucking A. Yeah, sometimes shit happens. It is 420. Well, it was. High, as in high ground. I don't know if it's mountainous per se. I don't know. Let's take a gander. I guess I can do it here. Let's scroll. Assuming I can kind of locate it. Okay. I should be able to because of how it is. This is basically where the protrusion is here. So it's got this natural structure that just blocks vision. So, like, they don't need to build a wall like they did in Egypt. Egypt did. It blocks vision, so people are less, like, aware of what the fuck's happening. And then they got this restriction here, just natural restriction. And they have a natural protrusion. So they literally go up to, and mind you, they're over here, so like there's fucking literally external or outward pressure from this fucking disease that naturally can assist in pushing this way. So, like, cutting off here, basically. More so than, like, cutting off up here, because they'd have to go, like, this way and over, like, through this. So it's just easier for them to cut this shit off. And then this whole area is kind of separated. Like chunks. Like it's fucking like a snake. Like wrapping around prey. And then swallowing it whole. Because they're fucking like there's no satellite imagery, and this is current event. But I would say if you look here, like this shit here, I mean, there's even what seems to be. It's just like the same appearance as down where they're digging shit versus like out here. It just looks like a decent spot for them if they wanted to to dig some pits, and I'm hearing freaking stories over here in the news. I'm like, where's that? Oh, it's in the fucking pit zone. I think it was white phosphorus, like, but they're doing that everywhere. It was something specific. White phosphorus has been apparently like all over this area, which is fucking ridiculous. Because then they go in and occupy it. I'm like, what are you guys fucking doing? I mean, like you're literally killing yourselves to occupy shit. But it's not them. It's like someone else that they're telling to do it. So they go in here and take like minor white phosphorus interaction because it's like after the fact enough that they don't really experience it as much probably, but like I mean, besides the point, that's fucking war crime. And then over here, of course, that's ours, baby. And I don't know what else. Maybe natural gas. Some other shit resources that they're just, and it's like high in resources, low in resources. Like fucking buffer zone. So then they dig pits here. They do what they probably did in Rafa, where they say some place is preparing to receive southern Lebanese refugees. Somewhere. It doesn't matter exactly the words, but the point is, we're not taking them there. We're taking them here. And we're taking them. You can't go through. You need to take one of the buses. Put your name on the list that we'll burn later because we don't want any evidence, especially not names of people we put in the pit. Probably a sea of pits. Like, especially where they feel more comfortable, like near but not in, because they don't want to fucking put pit here. That's not a pit zone. Not a pit zone. Not a pit zone. Not a pit zone. Pit zone. Pit zone. Probably a pit zone here. Maybe one here. Maybe not that close. Like more up there. Probably one here at some point. You know, we don't want to take everyone over there. But bulk in the pinch point where it's tough to go this way and they gotta go that way, so it just constricts flow, plus there's a natural restrictor, so they're just kind of captured, especially if they like are restricting actual flow this way. I don't know what exactly is happening, but especially in the future, if not now. And then like, I mean, what do they do next? Let's just ignore this border then. Okay. This is the Israeli border. Alright, now we got, like, this zone's kind of fucked. This zone's kind of fucked. This zone is also where the Israeli border goes to at that point, too. Maybe it all at one fell swoop, so it's more like this is their target as a first step. And then they can kind of just branch off this way to cut off, or anywhere along this path, to cut off another portion of Lebanon. And I don't even know how Literally just fucking incrementally taking over land. And then, like, by the way, when this becomes Israel, oh, this is Israel now. I don't know. Is that it? Whatever. Or maybe I should. Actually, it's Babylon. Babylon. This is Babylon now. Or more specifically, the horror of Babylon. This is the whore of Babylon now. And Babylonians move here as settlers. So we got Babylonian settlers up here. Where are they living? Let's see. Where would maybe these people be living? They settle here. At some point, this becomes Babylon, Israel. And they start settling around the area. Oh, got a new plot of land. I'm gonna have some sheep, start a garden, grow some food. We're gonna irrigate with some desalination plants all over the place, and we're gonna make Israel green again. Hey, Shlomo, I'm going to work. I gotta go to work today. I'm taking a route over the, they call it like the pit route. I don't fucking know. Where's, oh my god, sorry to make jokes, dudes. I'm trying to find the pit they fucking drive over. Like, it's not there. Yeah, that one. Just fucking, I'm going to work. They post up here. I start driving this way. They're singing some freaking rave song. Sorry, dudes. I'm just being. There's definitely good jizz. Sorry, love you guys. But some of y'all, what the fuck, bro? And it's definitely not just jizz and like, bro, driving over it. Same shit's gonna happen in Lebanon. Babylonians. I mean, and then I think, am I like right now on top of some like fucking mass grave? Because it's kind of like American, just like the nature of how America conquered the region, United States of America. Like how America is just, United States is just America. Oh. It's kind of the same nature. So, and I mean, obviously, the U.S. is deeply involved in Israel's existence. I don't think it's like literally the U.S. in the Middle East, but it's certainly super related. I mean, maybe the practices when they killed a lot of people to form the country also had mass graves. And then I'm like, fuck, man. Like, so many of us could already be in that fucking circumstance where we're driving down the road, fucking headbanging to Boy Sets Fire. After the eulogy, of course. And over fucking especially in Florida. I'm like, man, I don't know. Seems like possible. I don't really know like the history. Fuck, dude. So many things. I mean, in a way where I would really know if they're mass graves, like, or mass deaths, maybe not graves, and that they admitted to it. Certainly didn't have the capacity back then to do fucking this. Dude, this is a new phenomenon. Like, when
by the Reuters news agency.
first engine powered construction vehicles. Like, did frickin' Germany have this type of power? Like, this kind of thing. I mean, history of heavy equipment. Okay, that's probably pretty good. 1900s, maybe by the 1920s there is some capacity, but it's certainly advanced. Looks like increase in demand for the more compact heavy equipment. Definitely definitely had the capacity in the past, but it's definitely a new development in terms of just the magnitude. The magnitude possible. Fuck. Now I'm like, is anyone gonna listen to me? And if they, like, it's so weird to think, like, abruptly a random video gets a lot of attention, and I'm just like, oh shit. I doubt it. But then I'm like, freaking behaving otherwise. Like, it's not gonna get attention, and I'm just kind of doing whatever ultimately. Assuming no one's gonna give a shit what I have to say, even when it's like, dudes, what the fuck? That's pretty interesting looking. Just coming through and destroying it. It has so, look at all the like definition, the contours of the land. You think those contours are gonna last? Like, it's fucking disgusting. It's interesting though, it's like a different terrain, slightly. Or it's definitely more towards mountainous. I don't know if it's mountains in any way whatsoever. This elevation just says 0 feet everywhere. But it's certainly more flat down here. And just fucking, like, easy mode if you box a small area off and want to oppress them completely. Where, like, you literally extend. So here's what's Gaza gonna do? They don't have this circumstance. Gaza is like if it's like right here practically, or actually I guess like they have a boundary that's not Israel, but then water that they're not allowed in, or they'll get fucking shot or bombed. Blocking this side, and then they have a small border down on one side. Other than that, they're fucking surrounded by Babylon. So it's like the easiest genocide that they're gonna do, really, in terms of the just layout. And then Egypt basically participates. Because if Egypt didn't participate, they could have just left still. Like, they still had an avenue out. And even if Israel did exactly what they did, people would have made it out. But Egypt agreed, probably so that they were like last, basically. It's like a fucking movie where it's like, oh yeah, evil person, I'll totally do your bidding. And then they're like, you will? I, yes, you just have to agree to save my family and leave us alone. Like, and they fucking do it though. And I say, you know what, we'll be complicit in this genocide here. You guys can dig some pits over here, and we'll just run shade while you. What do you mean that maybe logistical hub? I don't know if it is or isn't. I don't know. You find out. No, you're not allowed in there? Yeah, for a reason. Because it's a logistical hub. Well, there's probably gonna be refugees in it. It's got a lot in it. It's just they're not above the ground. And I mean, if you're gonna degrade people and one day use it as a region to like, oh, it's a refugee camp, and so then they actually start to use it as that. Like there's tents pops up all throughout here, and some kind of distribution of food and water enough to like keep them somewhat going. But then they just start fucking taking them over here. Oh, boom. Shoot them in the head or whatever the fuck they do. Shove them down the pit. Get them on down and like in mass. Oh my god, dude. And then just shove the dirt over top it. Shove it all in the fucking hole. Get in the hole. Get it in the hole. And then drive over it like it never was. Like it never was. I don't know. I don't know that they're gonna use this for that. They're definitely doing something weird where it's going all the way to the water. Maybe is, I've been thinking of various possibilities, like water access, bringing, like digging it deep enough. But then it's like, dude, they've literally declared it's a buffer zone. So they go from buffer zone, let's say this happens. It goes from being officially a buffer zone trench that they dug to being a water, like letting the Mediterranean come in here. Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking dumb. Like that thought occurs to me. um, fucking kind of deserved if some shit goes awry. Fucking trying to bring water in to over here to like get it to Israel, to Babylon. But then maybe also a way to like do the opposite, get stuff from down here, down through here, across through here, where it's like one trench to maybe, I don't know. Because it doesn't really make sense to like put things into the Mediterranean unless they're like, I don't know. I don't want to think things that are too like not evidenced. Even if they, or speak them like, oh, but who knows what they could do? It fucking is. Everything is suspect when it comes to this shit. Like, what was there? Just a bunch of fucking piles. Yeah, I was looking at their tracks. Around this one, I guess. Like, you notice they can, like, the most visible tracks around this one. Generally, this one goes over here to the road, but then this one goes over this way, out this way, and just cuts over to this one. And then I was thinking also, is it another, like, all these fucking things? What is this doing with a pit at the end of a fucking road? Like, if we go back in time, there's just a road here. Imagine some main road in your local area that you drive through has had all the buildings destroyed. And then at the end of the road, it just fucking literally goes into a pit. Oh, we're here at the pit. Oh, wow, it's such a beautiful view from here at the bottom of the pit. Oh, shit, it got dark quick, huh? Oh my god, it literally, they just fucking go over here and continue through. Cut across and go over here to maybe this road. This path. So then there's fucking vehicles going down this avenue, or whatever, through the pit over top it, and just keep on going down. Let's see, did they do that? I guess those same paths goes around here. So they went over this way and through there. Another one. This one goes right from this thing over this way to this one with like an offshoot here, but continues right adjacent to it. Goes to the road, but also continues and then goes this way. down here, and then kind of fades out. Maybe continues. But I'm looking at this like, what are they fucking doing? Like here, they turn, but go that way. So like they're kind of thinking about it. Like maybe they're going this way and cut through this way, and they're like, ah, shit, and go back and go this way. Or maybe, yeah, that seems more likely that they went forward and back and then continued if it was one single trip, or multiple that are more just kind of over the same paths over and over. Trying to find good examples of some weird shit that I saw. Just like, what the fuck? In terms of how the tracks were just kind of weaving, it looked like they were just going back and forth. Like, left, right, left, right, left, right. And then it just kind of like circled into a pit. And it gave me the impression that they were testing the ground as they went. Like, is this a good pit spot? Is this a good pit spot? This feels like a good pit spot. And then just like trying it. I don't know if I can find where it looked like that. Maybe it was up here. Like, what are they doing? Just back and forth, up, down. It looks so fucking ridiculous. Path over here, cuts across here, real. So, like, that almost looks like it's actually trying to test the ground and pushing a pile as it goes, like, the whole fucking way, leaving waves on the side, and then leaving what's in front there. This one was still there in November 2024, was not there in 2020 maybe. Definitely some signs. That shit. Like, it looks like there is something that happened. Like, this is fucking crazy. So this kind of shows what they did. Brought a bunch of sand or whatever. Just shoved it one like pile on against another near this pit thing that seems to be there. Although it doesn't seem like we see it. Oh, maybe this is where it was. Like, it looks like they're mowing the fucking grass almost. And then they just scrape out those piles, flatten it all out. First was these piles. And then they just spread that shit out everywhere. except on the road. Just kind of in this area, even covering this road somewhat. Although that was already fucking covered. Wait, what are they doing? That was by 2021. 2022. 2023 before October. October. And then it's gone. Fuck is this? Power cables, maybe? Wonder if that's still, like, functional. Like, they left it functional. And ran it to this place. Kept it running to there. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Fucking heinous. Like, is this partly just in the land? Like, actually from kind of mowing type problem stuff in the past? I don't know. Like that it's like this already. When houses were effectively there. So this is just like without the stuff that was being maintained. In part the past? I don't know. Certainly not in their totality. Okay, I'm just kind of looking around now. But my main point, even though I barely mentioned it because this is like literally happening probably in terms of up and coming events, is they're basically saying anyone in this area that's still here is the T word. So, since we said so, they deserve to be and then maybe put over there if we feel like it. That, I was thinking about, like, do I talk about my experience in Israel? Like, share some details of why I'm even talking about this. Besides just that I fucking care. Like, what the fuck are these fucking people doing? It's so brazen. It's so fucking blatant. That's all I'll talk about that stuff. I'll just real quick, I guess. I've been watching so much. Oh shit, Jin Young film. This dude's work is excellent. There's so much probably copyrighted stuff on YouTube from China. Well, I get to sit here and watch cool stuff like that. People are having to go through this. I don't really like that that's a thing that's happening. Like, what the fuck? But so I discovered this thing here. And I'll try and click it. View playlist. 11 years ago is the video. June 2024 or 2014. And by mind you, so I grew up atheist, became agnostic after atheist chemical engineer, and then became agnostic. By the time I was about 28, I'm 40 now. And at that moment, a song told me how, like, it made me think of gravitational lensing while thinking about Hubble's law and how it could be caused by gravity, which led me to what I quit my job and basically said, look, it's classical mechanics. We're just not accounting for certain elements that need accounted for, like other instances where it required some understanding, like that the speed of light was not finite, or was finite, was not infinite, to understand certain observations within the classical models. So it went also with newer observations that were disregarded from a classical standpoint because people just couldn't figure out how they were classical because they got like complex. Things needed to be deduced that were not known, so based on the current understanding through deduction, it was not understood how classical mechanics could still be true, so it just got abandoned entirely. But so then I had a song tell me the missing link to all of this, and then it was classical, so I studied Isaac Newton's esoteric studies because of the song telling me, and being at a moment in my life when I was just like, I don't know. I admit it. I don't know if there's a God. I'm open, agnostic. I don't know. But in the past, I was just like, I do know. There doesn't need to be God. There's no God. Mm-mm. Nope. And then I went agnostic. And then all this stuff happened. But by August 2014, so like 2 months later, I had already quit my job as a patent examiner, which also Einstein was. Like super weird connections that like seemed to happen in several ways. They're just like, it's weird. And quit my job, and I was in Israel because I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm an atheist, right? Like, historically. Historically was an atheist. I don't fucking know. The Bible says Israel. I'll go to Israel. No one's listening to me. I found the theory of everything. It shows basically God exists. Like, you guys probably want to know about proof of God, right? I'll go to Israel. So I went to fucking Israel because it's the Holy Land. Little did I know where I was going. I flew on in like a totally neutral party. I don't fucking know. Just going because it's the Holy Land. It's kind of funny you go there expecting the Holy Land and you arrive in an apartheid state. It's fucking weird. But so I went, maybe I'll even like intricately tell this story. Because I was fucking neutral, entirely neutral in the matter. I wasn't like these Jews. I'm anti-Semitic. That's what it's just, you know, I come here and no, that's not how it was. I fucking went. I went to Tel Aviv, where I really don't know where I went exactly because it's pretty hard to. I haven't looked either. I definitely went to the beaches. I'm just fucking. But like, I was on a mission, so I went to synagogues in this area. I'm like, okay, maybe someone here. I mean, it's a Holy Land, sure, but like, synagogue in the Holy Land, maybe they can like. So I like go in there, give him my spiel to this rabbi, who's cool, totally cool. Everything's totally cool. No issues. He's still awesome. I don't know if he's like super pro the side, but that's the thing is like people are fucking brainwashed. So even if so, like if they're not pulling the triggers, digging the ditches and putting the people in them, like it's so compartmentalized that most people just simply do not comprehend what they support. Most people. Some of them willingly support it, and that's why they're like selected to do the dirty jobs of the apartheid state, not micro style jobs, but fucking heinous style jobs. But so I went to Tel Aviv, la la la, doesn't matter. Ultimately, well, a little bit. A rabbi suggested I meet someone, Gerald Schrouder, who wrote a book on the Big Bang, and like talk to him. And he was at the time at Aish Torah closed. I don't know if that's just like this minute, which is not there, obviously. This is it. Aish Torah, which is basically a free lecture, Jewish, open to the public Torah study place with several rabbis that just teach classes to people coming to Jerusalem. Had this thing in there, I remember that. Don't specifically remember this. So from like the roof. So like literally from the roof of this place, where the shrouder was a rabbi, was the western wall and the dome on the rock. And so I went to Tel Aviv as well as Haifa over here. And I don't really remember other than Jerusalem. Because ultimately I ended up making my way to Jerusalem. Where is it? Old city. Here we go. But being someone who had just quit his job and was living off of his retirement, basically, which is gone now, being someone in that state, not really appreciating that I would like run out, but still like not wanting to just fucking frivolously spend money, I chose a hotel that was cheap, and it was not in Jewish area of Jerusalem. I just fucking was neutral. I didn't know what the fuck was happening there. I just went there. And I don't even know if I knew it was Palestinian. Like, I just fucking was like, oh, that's a good price. But it was in the Palestine. I'm trying to find the area. I don't especially want to type it in because I don't want people to be mad at them. But they kind of deserve recognition because they were so fucking awesome. Dude, this hotel. This hotel. Bro. Jeez. I don't know if I'm spelling that there. It's, Quetzal, maybe. Clap. I should probably... There it is. This hotel, bruh. Clap. Chichen Itza. Sound of the Quetzal bird. Quetzal bird. Oh, hey. Representing, brah. This bird. Quetzal bird. Captivity. Notoriously difficult to keep in captivity due to specialized dietary needs, high sensitivity to stress, and extreme sensitivity to iron in their food. While often mythologized to die of sadness, they often perish because they cannot adapt to captivity. Successful captive breeding is rare. This is what the bird. Compare, say, Palestinian flag. Like, bruh. That hotel staff, bruh. They literally fought with their excellence. I might have said that in the last video. I don't feel like I said that recently, some reason. Fought with their excellence. They weren't fucking raising weapons. They were just hospitable beyond words. Just fucking the best. It's not like anything fucking weird. Just fucking awesome, dude. Food excellent, but the hospitality was just like, dude, I'm just passing through. I didn't even expect all this. Holy shit, dude. Because they were oppressed and they knew as hotel staff, like, I'm sure they're like able to tell who doesn't fucking hate us because they're brainwashed. That dude seems like fine. And then actually, like, that's their only fucking way of fighting. Let me see if I can find it. National Jerusalem Hotel, maybe? That's probably it. Right here. So let's go on a journey. Let's see how far we can go. So I would come in this door, go up the stairs, like right there. And I might have been in the room there, or maybe up like another flight. I can't. Might be elevators there, and I went up a few flights. I don't really remember exactly. I definitely was like in one of these rooms. And so I'd be in the room pretty much whenever I wasn't just like out and about, obviously. And sometimes I'd go this way, but mostly the other way, where I'm just like walk down here, see what literally is fucking roaming. Oh, dude, I'm roaming in the middle of just this chaos before it like erupted, but still like it was bad. There's fucking gunfire in the distance, boom, boom, and then the like tear gas canisters like fucking constantly, rubber bullets usually, but like people fucking dying. But then I'd walk down here through this area. Coming on down here. And mind you, all these people are Palestinian. Like, this is the Palestinian quarters. There were, like, not Jewish people here. There was, like, pretty much full segregation as far as I could tell. And then I'd go this way, down this road. Sometimes stopping at shops for sure. Down this road. Bookshop. And at the end of this road is a police station where one of the police officers fucking shot a teenager. And probably these exact ones. There's a riot here. Like, fucking people not happy because they shot a teenager. Like, it was this whole fucking street. Like, all the way. Definitely down to this area where there's, like, this thing. So I would walk down that way, too. And do some wandering that way. But down this road, these were on fire. Fucking chaos in the streets one day when I came through. Just walking through, like when I finally could just walk through, I'm like, in hindsight, I'm like, there's probably a fucking sniper that watched me walk through. Like, fucking, who knows what these fucking people are doing? Sorry to call you guys these fucking people if you're listening. You are killing fucking children. Children, mothers, pregnant people, even men, and men deserve some love too, right? It's fucking men, that's their job to go die. Like fucking praying mantis. Something. So then I'd go through there, and I feel like I can walk through there. Like if I click it. Here's a good typical fucking everywhere you go. Sometimes I'd be like, papers, please. I definitely would hang out over here sometimes. I'm just kind of sharing my trip now, I guess. I'd go down there too. And down here, there was definitely some shit that would happen in terms of papers, please. This fucking like no Palestinian, basically no Palestinian zones that I could get into because I was not Palestinian. I mean, it's fucking plain and simple. I was just a fucking dumb tourist to them. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. You was clearly dumb tourists. They love Israel. That's the thing. Dumb tourists to them are there because they love it, or they're like there because they, in their minds, want to join the resistance. I'm just like fucking neutrally there. It's like, I'm going to the Holy Land. And I'd walk through here, definitely just kind of looking at shops, but not really buying much. Freaking food was so good. Shawarma shops. Anywhere I saw a shawarma shop, I was trying that shit. Like, oh man, it's as good as that other one. Oh shit, it is. It's even better. I don't know. I don't remember the exact path, but it seems to be the way I would walk to Asia Torah. Just fucking walking, and mind you, even though like Israel, Babylon is the one committing heinous crimes, staging false flags, including 9/11, doing just despicable shit beyond words at every turn. I felt more like able to just trust the interaction, and assuming they're not fucking IDF. Assuming they're not IDF, I was more concerned of like distraught, unsatisfied Palestinians as I'm walking. Like, hey man, you entered our zone. We don't have many zones. You're in our zone now. You're not allowed here because we don't have many zones, but we're pretty strict in response to the fucking crimes against humanity we endure. So listen, dude. We're gonna go ahead and rob you, maybe do whatever the fuck. That was my, like, so I didn't interact walking through these areas. I just walked to Asia Torah. And I literally walked to Asia Torah, so that's, I don't know, like on the daily, 5 days a week, because they weren't, it was like, I think it's this, though. Pretty sure it's actually this, unless I moved. Or I've been in this building and it was over here. I don't know. There was a view of the western wall from the windows. From the classroom they taught in, really. Which is kind of cool if it's all just like authentic and peaceful. For the first time, what the? But I ended up staying 3 months, not taking my flight until like my 2 week flight, because and the hotel staff, same pay rate, same cost a day. Imagine you're a hotel staff. This dude wants to book another week in our hotel at the same rate, which is pretty reasonable. It's like $90 to $100 a night, which is pretty fucking reasonable. Like hotels are definitely can be a lot more, and just maintain that fucking no, practically no notice. Because I'd be like, I'm gonna stay another week. I was thinking I'd stay another week. I fucking missed my flight. Alright, see you later. Oh, missed my flight because I purposely missed it. I just said, fuck it, I'm not going. And I had a 3 month visa, so I left at the 3 months. After 3 months of kind of doing this thing around Jerusalem, mostly in Jerusalem, I said, well, my visa's expiring. I guess I gotta go. So I went to leave, and being neutral to it, I'm not like the Torah, the New Testament, the Final Testament. Like, I haven't really become attached to any specifically. I mean, I appreciate all of them, but also, like, as appreciating all of them, kind of see the final one as, like, encompassing the two. Because, like, it's kind of like the Bible includes the Torah. Like, the final one also has the other two as part of it. So it's like more complete, I guess. But there's also Hinduism, which I obviously appreciate somewhat, although I don't really understand it very well. It's so much to it and complex. So many details. And other religions and basis of those religions. Religion, because I feel like that kind of separates the observation from the interpretation. By calling religion, it combines them. Like, it's just the interpretation is religion, where the observation is almost secondary, whatever the observation may be, like the Bible in its original text, which is hard to find, whereas the Quran is more trustworthy to be in its original form. Like, it's still the same letters, structure as it was. I mean, it's not changed. That is a benefit to the Quran. It's not changed. I don't speak the language, so I can't read it. So then I have to rely on translation. So it is changed because it's just like any other, like a Bible. It's gonna be translated in most people's experience. Like, they're not. The vast majority of people are reading a translated Bible and don't speak the original language. And even if they like me, they look up the text in more than one translation and the original language too, they still don't really understand the original language enough to do anything but look at the translation and kind of contemplate it, but not really know the essence of the word that was there and just only have like the translation to go from. So it's not as it's still translated, but there's actually less English translations that are easily accessible in the Quran. So it's harder to like compare multiple translations to try to get a spectrum of what's being said to then look at them all and be like, okay, they're probably basically what it really said based on all of these is probably something more like this, which is easier when there's several translations. I mean, and this is what happens though when people don't appreciate a final testament. They don't acknowledge it to have any merit. Uh, When they do, though, specifically, like that's fine in and of itself. But when they do specifically acknowledge at least one of the others, either the Torah and or the New Testament, as like a valid and true source of just truth, like while disregarding the final one and even demonizing it and like speaking of it in ways that are attempts to dehumanize so that this outcome can be achieved and no one cares because people have been programmed to think they're lesser and kind of like, well, it's just what happens to them. What are we to do? That's their experience, bro. I got a new show to watch or whatever. Kind of ironic, but I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm friggin' trying. Huh. Just fucking ignore the final testament. And then people that don't ignore it are like, well, there's also this one. They just get punished for it. I don't know where other religions like Hinduism kind of fit into this. It seems kind of like the three competing in a sense, but like as things progress and all religions and all beliefs kind of try to discern the truth ultimately by some kind of like battle of beliefs. I don't know where it fits in exactly, besides just being like another angle of viewing what was happening, but because that seems to have been one part of it, where like the flood happened, is like in Hindu scriptures and interesting and curious ways that just add some degree of insight into the events, almost like a just a second angle, another angle, or multiple angles of the same general story that's only told one way in the scripture, in the Bible and Quran. What the fuck is that? It's definitely some kind of logistical hub type things going on. Like I don't know what the fuck. I was also looking at I noticed there's a bunch of activity over here. If we go back to 2022, There's nothing here. Again, May 2022. We see some, what seems to be containers of some sort, like trucks, and then just some kind of containers. And then we go forward, see some more trucks, see some activity over here that seems to be maybe containers and stuff. And then we see August 2023, these white constructions, which is a bit odd, before October 2023. And then October 2023, this is like cleared out. Possibly put under these things, I don't know. And this looks a little mono vehicle like, I don't know. And then by June 2024, there's just a fuck ton. Like, is this tents? Is this cargo or tents? I don't even fucking know. But it, whatever it is, goes just underneath these things that were just built in the friggin' months before. Another fucking oddity. And then it's just a bunch of them. This looks like storage. This is all organized, so it's definitely looking like shipping stuff. It's so small though, like what the fuck? It's not like a full-on truck size. Very strange, whatever the fuck this is. These are even color coded. And then if we go back in time, this area clears up, so we can kind of look at what's going on. This truck's coming in. Somehow stuff's going over here, and trucks are maybe dropping it off. Just literally out in the sun, in the open. Like, what the fuck is going on? Trucks all the way over here. Notably, they're like all without cargo, it looks like. Like just a flatbed. Where maybe they dumped off cargo around in this area. And then trucks over here. Same stuff. Looks like they dumped cargo, some of them. Trucks. What are they doing? They're in line over here. They do some loop for some reason. Like, what are they fucking up this way? And turn here. Come down here. Turn in. Unload. Maybe loop around this way. Right around this way and come back out. Come back out. Maybe turn here. Turn down this way and then line up to leave. They're coming out here and then they basically wait here because there's a row going this way. And then back here, a row going this way. So it looks like they're kind of, this side goes and goes through, and then they're stopped, and then this side goes through and actually cuts through over here, and then wraps around, and then sits in this line, to then go through here, wrap around here, come through over this point, rather than put through like a weighing station, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at it like, what are they doing? Because notice it's like half in Israel, in Babylon. Here's the Rafah border. So then it's like fucking. What the fuck? Oh my god, it's so weird. And then it's allowed in. Like, they can't fucking access it directly. They can't go like down this road, like, alright, I'm going over here. They gotta go fucking through their overlord cunt bag pieces of shit who dig pits and bury people in them while acting like they have justification for their actions, but because they stage false flags where they kill their own fucking people. Helicopter, just fucking run out of ammo. We'll be back. Get some more ammo. Hamas. They did it. We said so. There's fucking video. I was afraid because IDF was trying to break into our house. You mean Hamas? No, it was the IDF. They were fucking shouting and shit. Oh, I'm obviously paraphrasing. Or even shot into the house. I think there's actually stories of them shooting into houses, but where the people survived and told the story that it was the IDF. It's just fucking ridiculous. Someone was moving. I thought it could be a terrorist, so I shot into the house. Listen, young man. I know we frightened you with all our tales, but let me tell you something. There are no terrorists. Because we are. We've been doing it a long time, Sonny. You really think they were a threat? The child you shot yesterday? Yeah, they throw rocks. They don't throw them that hard or far. You got a helmet. What are you afraid of? Steal their sheep. Just fucking feast on it. Like there's a post in Lebanon going around right now. I don't know how real it is. Israeli soldier just like feasting on their massive garden. It's like in their home. Fucking kick them out of their home. It's so recent that their garden's still going fine. I just have a feast. Dude, and post it with a smile. Oh my god. Like, what are they doing? I guess I'm smiling while talking about this. Like, there's definitely people who deserve more seriousness for the crimes that they've been forced to be the story of their lives. Whether it's it, end of the story. Dude, think about this. I'm gonna make up a story, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's relatively accurate to at least one person's life. So, let's call him Abdul. Sorry, comes to mind. Abdul's living in this home over here. Or let's say maybe in this home. Whatever. And Abdul is going about life as a, let's just say, 12-year-old boy. Abdul's reading science books because he likes outer space. And then all of a sudden, Israel's bombing Gaza and forcing everyone south. And then his home, let's say, is, say, this one. And it's destroyed. Any of these? Destroyed. Any destroyed home. And then they say, well, Abdul's parents, listen up. We've got an offer for you. We don't think you can refuse. Egypt. You know, your fellow Muslim brethren is preparing to receive Palestinian refugees. Oh, wow. That's excellent. And Abdul's parents say, okay. And get on a bus. Okay, da da da. We're on the bus. On the bus, they get to the crossing. They're like, oh, Allahu Akbar. Thank you for getting us out of this hell of bombing and threats at every turn and utter chaos. In spite of it being where we want to be, we are willing to just move away. So Abdul and his parents come over here. They get over here to the Rafah crossing. And they end up going down this road and they're a little confused. Like, I guess we're going in a different way. They come on down here, like, la la la. Look at this fucking line of trucks. And then they go thinking they're going this way, but they actually go through some gate here, seemingly. I assume there's a gate there or some means to get across. And they come on down here. And they make it down this road where they start to notice the road gets a bit, like, bit full of sand. Not quite as, at least, hardened, flattened, and more, like, used path. It just, now we're in a mound, and then they stop. And they're like, this is weird. And then they get taken outside at gunpoint. And they start, like, jabbing towards them. They don't just shoot them because, like, maybe they don't have silencers. They don't want to just spray gunfire from the middle of their death pit zone, alarming anyone who might hear it. Why is there gunfire over there? And just kind of encourage them by threats closer and closer to the edge. And Abdul, they don't give a shit. Like, you too, Abdul. And they get to the edge. And they fucking push him over. Oh, that was easy. We didn't have to drive over there. We didn't even need to use a bullet. And they're talking, and there's moaning coming from down below. Absolute fucking agony. Because they didn't die. Abdul's still alive. That's fortunate, right? Beep, beep, beep. Beep. Dirt pile. Oh, fucking. Now we're partially buried. I'm legitimately stuck here. I can barely breathe. Or say, like a fucking chunk is just holding my leg down, or I broke my legs. Back is broken. Anything where, like, death is not immediate. Just fucking pain and agony. And then dirt piles for good measure. And then days go by with the passing sun. In the bottom of the pit, another body comes. Another body comes. More dirt. More dirt. And at this point, just Abdul is just fucking like an arm sticking out of the dirt. Until that dirt's buried too. And then fucking Shlomo drives over it. Up. I-4, baby. Shlomo's got a fucking air filter for his engine for all this dust in the air. He's just cruising on through. New high-tech vehicle. I don't even know. We haven't even heard of this version of the... I don't want to say Tesla. A new vehicle. He ain't slow at all. He's fucking cruising. And then Abdul. That was his fucking tail. That's the shit that's basically happening, dudes. On top of everything else. This ain't some war. It's all bullshit. It's good versus evil. Plain and simple. Good is kind of disorganized because no one's like trying to fucking take over and impose their will on the world, because that's like a good and right way to be. Says the dude who's trying to start a revolution. But I mean, things are, it's kind of like the song did it. And I'm alone. I'm not fucking some make-believe entity that doesn't even exist. Like, governments. Spoiler alert. They don't actually exist. They just don't exist. They're fucking in our heads, dudes. They don't exist. It's like, it's not, it's just a concept. You can draw, you can make all the buildings you want. The building exists. The wall that you want, all the walls you want to make, the walls exist. They're physical fucking things in this three-dimensional space that exist. The concept, it just doesn't really exist. It's just in our heads. So, it's just not the way of the future. And it empowers people to do this shit. Same for fucking corporations, really. Like, they don't exist either. It's all make-believe. We just play the game. That's all. We play the game. The moment we stop playing the game, it doesn't give a shit because it doesn't fucking exist. We might give a shit. There was ramifications. Good and bad. Short term and long term. Bad when something is good, it's usually got a bad effect in the short term because of especially when we're freaking like addicts trying to stop getting their fix. Speaking of, about to end this here. Now I talked about fucking things on my mind, really. I don't know. I just feel like no one's listening anyway, so it's a good way to just share it without trying to like share it in comments and shit on Twitter where my posts are under threat at any point to be taken down. Same for YouTube and Rumble, maybe even one day. Like they just take down Rumble. Like Rumble's basically like this shit down here. Oh yeah, you got a safe haven? You got a safe haven, don't worry. You're totally fine. This is one of our 17 urban development clusters. So doesn't it sound like that Hawaiian shit? They fucking shoot a laser, start a fire. What do you mean? We don't have that technology. Dudes, kids take a fucking magnifying glass and burn ants. You're telling me you guys are so incompetent, you haven't been able to find anyone who could make you a fucking death ray? Like one that can start fires from the sky. Don't fucking lie. It's not complicated, dudes. Especially if you're using like sunlight as part of it. I don't know if they even need to. That shit, and then we got a new plan on our agenda 2030 or whatever fucking line in Saudi Arabia that I'm pretty sure they gave up on. Just said fuck it, this isn't working. It's just too ridiculous. That just shows how much money this is costing. Like, how many tax dollars have ultimately gone to funding this? I would say any amount. It doesn't even matter because they just print the fucking shit. Like, we're in a world ran by fucking genociders who have control of the money that controls us. I mean, we can't survive in this structure of the world without money that we have to fucking get somehow. They just print it. There's not some difficult access there where they're like struggling. They just fucking print it. Oh, we need another zero. Shlomo, the fucking economy is going to collapse. You know what's gonna collapse? The walls of the pit. If we don't put another zero, we need to make sure we fill the pit before it collapses, and we gotta fucking redig it. Another zero. Boom. Sorry, Shlomo's out there. It's just kind of a funny name. You gotta admit it. Shit. Sometimes I hope it's all troll. You guys are just like advanced trolls willing to be the evil. But it's troll. It's just fucking playing around like parents playing with children. It's just super advanced. Oh no. Oh no. But it sure looks like genocide to me. What are you guys fucking doing? We better do something for Lebanon, dudes, and for the rest of Gaza, and fucking everywhere else. World over. They're doing all sorts of shit. Even the United States is getting under threat. Did you make a joke about a bomb and Yahoo? obviously making joke a little girl that's clearly has no access or to either a bomb or a person who would be doing this. And but you've made fun of Netanyahu, and that's a no. No, no, no. Milkowski. She would have got away with it if she said Milkowski. Benjamin Netanyahu Milkowski. Something like that. Milikowski. His father for also Netanyahu. Okay. I feel a little less personally targeting of Benjamin Netanyahu for his name if his father also changed his name. Depending on when this happened, I guess. Like, when did they change their name? Okay, so it legitimately has nothing to do with him. He gets a lot of shit for that, but I feel a little bad, but it really is his actual fucking name. Then again, that's pretty common in even the United States. People from back when getting off the boats and being like, how do you spell that? Nah, it's this way now. Alright, dudes. I'm gonna just keep talking until I fall asleep, so. And make this even longer and longer to the point where it's like, dude, this is too long. By the way, it's worth saying, people at National Jerusalem Hotel, they don't deserve this shit. Bro. This fucking traitor to humanity shit. There it is. Oh yeah, it's hard to tell without fun in the dome. They just don't deserve it. I think the oppression is like rooted in jealousy. They're just so fucking excellent. Peace. Oops, I didn't hit stop. Okay.